And we're on?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Mason County Commissioners meeting for July 28th, 2020. Kevin, I see the flag in the background of the Commission chambers. Would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ask the clerk of the board to please call roll.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here. We'll move on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Do we have any correspondence?
Yes. Linda Links and Lynn and William Visaka sent in letters regarding the Home Rule Charter. Genevieve and Nolan Johansson sent in a letter with concerns of the protocols related to home construction and property management. Cedar Grove Community sent in a list of concerns related to 2 properties located in their community. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission sent in a copy of their request for a time extension that was sent to Tacoma Power to file documentation of public access to Dry Creek Trail. The Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in a marijuana license approval for Anon extractors. A second quarter report was received from the Economic Development Council of Mason County. Advisory board applications have been received from Karen Wolf for the Lewis Mason Thurston Area Agency on Aging, from Dean Goldie for On-Site Sewage Committee, and Kathy Shapiro for the Housing and Behavioral Health Board. Carol Rather sent in a letter wishing to be removed from the Lewis Mason Thurston Area Agency on Aging Council, and a letter was received from the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife regarding the Lower Union River Restoration Project.
Great, thank you. We'll move on to item 4.2, a news release regarding the vacancy on the Pack Mountain Workforce Board. I will read that real quick. Mason County is seeking applicants to fill a private sector vacancy on the Pacific Mountain Workforce Development Council, the PMWDC. Applicants must be in a position of leadership within their business, and the process requires a nomination by a general purpose business organization, such as the Chamber of Commerce or Economic Development Council. The Pack Mountain Workforce Development Council is a Washington State 501c3 nonprofit corporation chartered under the provisions of the Workforce Investment Act of 1998. The board of directors represents the workforce development area comprised of Grays Harbor, Lewis, Mason, Pacific, and Thurston counties. Dedicated to meeting the challenges of an ever-changing economy, the council, in partnership with the 5 boards of county commissioners, oversees the federal employment and training programs operating within their area. Members are on a voluntary, non-salaried basis, but may receive reimbursement for expenses and mileage while conducting PMWDC business. A letter of recommendation should be sent to the Mason County Commissioner's Office at 411 North 5th Street, Shelton, Washington, 98584. Nominations will be accepted until the position is filled. And just as a side note, this is a great workforce, a great group of people. So if you're interested, please do send in your application. Moving on to item number 5, this is the time we set aside for citizen comment, but at this time, due to COVID and the restrictions that we are under, we will accept public comment via email at dlz@co.mason.wa.us, or you can mail it to the Commissioner's Office, 411 North 5th Street, Shelton, Washington, 98584, or you can call 360-427-9670, extension 419. We will revisit this on a weekly basis. As we know, it feels like things change every 10 minutes. Let's move on to item number 6, adoption of today's agenda.
Madam Chair, I'd like to move for adoption of today's agenda with an addition of an item 8.15, which would be a letter of support for the proposed Mohegan Renewable Energy LLC project. And if approved, I would like to read that into the record before we go into a vote.
Okay,
I'll second that. I'll second approval of today's agenda with that amendment.
okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda with the addition or with the amendment of 8.15. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Would you like me to read that into the record now? Or wait?
Let's wait until we get to item 8.15.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to item number 7, approval of the minutes.
Madam Chair, I move approval of the July 14th regular meeting minutes and July 20th briefing minutes as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the July 14th regular meeting minutes and the July 20th briefing meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, minutes are approved. Now we'll move into our approval of our action agenda. My goodness, I have a hard time saying that for some reason. Commissioners will read through the items on the action agenda. Commissioners can, or the public can also ask that items be removed for a separate discussion or vote. Commissioner Netherland, if you could read items 8.1 through 8.5, Commissioner Schutte, 8.6 through 8.10, and I will read item 8.11 through 8.14, and then Commissioner Netherland will follow up with 8.15.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, item number 8.1 reads approval of the first amendment to the Mason County Criminal Justice Treatment Account CJTA strategic plan, providing an additional $42,750 in expanded services, and amendment number 1 to the 2020 through 2021 contract number K3964 with the Healthcare Authority for CJTA funded treatment and recovery support services. Item number 8.2, approval to accept Robert Droll proposal for an irrigation system design for the Mason County MCRA sports field and approve the contract. Item number 8.3, approval to pay out of class pay to Jennifer Geraldes for extra coverage due to the clerk of the board position vacancy. Item number 8.4, approval to set a hearing on Tuesday, August 25th, 2020 at 9:15 a.m. to consider the sale of parcel 32021-59-03008, otherwise known as 410 East Hillcrest Drive, Shelton, for $8,000. Item number 8.5, approval to suspend certain limitations in County Code Chapter 2.88, meetings of the Board of County Commissioners regarding commissioner participation in commissioner meetings via conference call or video conference, and requirement that 2 commissioners be physically present. This suspension is in effect until the COVID-19 OPMA meeting restrictions are lifted.
Item 8.6, approval to sign the letter of support for the Mason Conservation District grant proposal to reduce flood risks within the Skokomish River floodplain. Item 8.7, approval to contract with the Department of Commerce CARES Act Emergency Solutions Grant, COVID-19 grant number 20-4613C-117, and subcontract funds to Crossroads Housing and Shelton Family Center. Item 8.8, approval of a resolution setting a hearing date with the hearings examiner for August 26, 2020 at 1 p.m. to consider public comment on the petition to vacate a portion of Sharp Street located west and adjacent to Block 92 as recorded in Union Hood Canal Land and Improvement Company's Plan of Union City, road vacation number 405. Item 8.9, approval of a resolution setting a hearing date with the hearings examiner for August 26, 2020 at 1 p.m. to consider public comment on the petition to vacate a portion of the north half of First Street adjacent to Block 8, lots 21 through 28, in the plat of Grays Harbor and Union City Railroad, addition to Union City, road vacation number 406. And item 8.10, approval of the memorandum of understanding with Julata, a software platform being used with the law enforcement assisted diversion program to fulfill grant requirements.
Item 8.11, approval of the contract with the Economic Development Council to solicit and fund grants with CARES Act funds to local businesses to assist with business losses due to the pandemic closures. Item 8.12, approval to add one permit technician 1 and 1 or 2 FTE to the Permit Assistance Center. Item 8.13, approval of warrants and treasurer electronic remittances. Claims Clearing Fund warrants number 807-3471 through 807-3703 in the amount of $808,998.83. Direct deposit funds warrants numbers 69548 through 69939 in the amount of $716,739.63. Salary Clearing Fund warrants number 700-5276 through 700-5311 in the amount of $1,006,039.68. Item 8.14, approval of the contract with the Department of Commerce for $3,821,400 coronavirus relief funds for local governments. And item 8.15, letter of support for a,
Pellet Development Project.
Pellet Development Project proposed by Mohegan Renewable Energy LLC. Having read through the action agenda, are there any items you would like to be removed for a separate discussion or vote?
Madam Chair, I'd like to have item 8.5 and item 8.15 removed for a separate discussion.
Well, I have none.
Okay. All right. Do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for approval of the action agenda, removing 8.5 and 8.15 for a separate discussion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the action agenda with the, but remove item 8.5 and 8.15 for separate discussion and vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Let's move on to item 8.5, approval to suspend certain limitations in County Code Chapter 2.88, meetings of Board of County Commissioners regarding commissioner participation in commissioner meetings via conference call or video call, and requirement that 2 commissioners be physically present. The suspension is in effect until the COVID-19 OPMA meeting restrictions are lifted. We have discussion.
Yeah, so I just real quick, commissioners and staff, just wanted to have this pulled off to have a quick clarification of what we're doing here, just for the public's edification. This is something that we have been doing for the past few months as we've been adapting to the governor's orders on OPMA. So I wanted to also give a heads up to the commission that next week on our briefing, I've asked for a conversation about just planning out when we are going to be able to return to having in-person meetings, and how to do that safely to allow public participation. And so the only reason I pulled it off, I'm going to be supportive of this, and I'm happy to make a motion after we're done with discussion. But at some point, we do need to have a conversation about what coming back looks like. Not just for us, but for the public, but also, and I really view that as separate from whatever the governor's orders are, because at some point those orders will be lifted, and we just want to make sure that we're prepared. And so I wanted to point out that this is nothing new. This is a continuation of what we have been doing in order to kind of meet some of those other restrictions, but also that just ask the commission to start having an eye to the future of when we get back into the room and start welcoming the public back into their meetings.
Commissioner Netherland, do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, as he just stated, we're basically just making it so that we can have these conversations. We have something in our code right now that restricted the limitations. This just handles this until this emergency is gone. And I look forward to those same discussions on how to get to reopening. I think we all do. We all want to get back to normal as soon as we can.
Oh, agree 100%. And
whatever normal is.
You could also make the argument we were never normal. Certainly some have and will, but that's okay.
Read my emails. No, just kidding.
I would have to agree with that statement wholeheartedly. We're fairly normal, let's put it that way. But I too look forward to the day when we're back to having people in our buildings and in our meetings, and a little bit of normalcy would be nice, very nice. All right, having heard the discussion.
Madam Chair, I move approval of item 8.5.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve item 8.5. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, 8.5 has been approved. Let's move on to item 8.15, the letter of support for the pellet development project proposed by Mohegan Renewable Energies.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'll take this one, if that's okay, with your
Absolutely.
permission. Okay, the Economic Development Council is asking us to sign a letter of support. The letter comes from Jennifer Baria, the Executive Director. This is a letter to support a project that we're hoping to bring to our area. I will go ahead and read the letter for you guys now. Dear Ms. Baria, thank you for providing information on the pellet development project proposed by Mohegan Renewable Energy LLC, otherwise known as MOR. Based on my understanding of the project, it seems to strongly fit several of the goals within Mason County's economic development element and would be a quality candidate for EDA funding. The project will use an available waste material as a raw material to support a job creation opportunity. Construction of the Shelton plant will create approximately 200 jobs, as well as 61 permanent high-wage full-time jobs. Additionally, the expected $88 million private investment will be an opportunity zone within a historically distressed community. The project will provide a significant export product of renewable energy resources to enhance our global competitiveness as a region and take advantage of our extremely strong forest product workforce. The project will strongly leverage existing assets, including our forest products industry, and will add to the ripple effect of job creations and high wages to enhance our economic outlook. Mason County supports the Economic Development Council of Mason County's EDCMC application for an allocation of grant funding from the Economic Development Agency, EDA, pursuant to the EDA FY20 PWEAA space NOFA program. The project will provide significant private sector investment in our community, resulting in a job creation at above average wage levels. This is an ideal opportunity to leverage an early EDA investment in our historically distressed region. Thank you for your efforts to bring this project to reality. Sincerely, Board of County Commissioners, Mason County. So with that, Madam Chair, I would like to move that we the approval of item number 8.15, the letter of support for the pellet development project program by Mohegan Renewable Energy.
I'll second that, and then I also have a comment.
Okay.
I believe they had, I know we're adding this at the 11th hour here on this, that's due to time constraints on the EDC side with this process, but I do believe that they had briefed us earlier this year on the potential of a project like this, and so it's good to see that come to fruition, or at least continue to move through. But I do look forward to having more information on the project and the company as this rolls out.
And Madam Chair, a little pat on the back. Commissioner Schutte worked real hard on these areas that this will be going into to provide benefit to some of our more distressed areas. So thank you for your work that you put in earlier in this program.
It seems like a lifetime ago that we were going through the opportunity zone process, but it's good to see that starting to work out. One aside on that, just as we kind of see things happening on the federal level, there has been some talk of defunding the opportunity zones program. And so I just encourage you to talk to our congressional delegation when you have those opportunities and make sure that they stand in support of the Opportunity Zones program. It benefits not just rural communities, but it also benefits urban communities in need of redevelopment and economic opportunities. So as those conversations heat up, I just ask for your continued support of that program here. And when you talk to Congressman Kilmer or Heck, let them know that we're happy to have 2 opportunity zones in Mason County, and we'll take the ones that they want to defund in other counties, in other parts of the country.
Yeah, I'll shoot for other parts of the country. Let's keep keep those jobs rolling into Washington, but especially Mason County. It sounds like a great opportunity, and special thank you to the EDC for all of their work on this and their many hours, not just on this, but in their many hours of helping our community. They're pretty special people, and they have a great passion for Mason County. All right, we have a motion and a second on item 8.15. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, 8.15 is approved. Moving on to item number 9, other business. And I do see, do we have any department heads that would like to say anything at this time?
Commissioner Trask, I just forwarded an email that Tom Davis sent in just this morning right before 9:15, and he was asking for further explanation of 8.14.
8.1, oh, item 8.14.
Yes. His
Okay,
email.
CARES Act funding.
Yes, he's saying that he would like further explanation as the item states that it relates to a relief fund for local governments.
Madam Chair, even though we are out of sequence because of the difference that we have to go through right now with our how we do business, I have no objection to further discussion on that, but it's already been voted on, but just to educate the public at this time.
Absolutely. What about you, Commissioner
Yeah,
Sheehan?
no objection for me.
All right. All right. So if you don't mind, I'll jump in on this one. The state was given $2.95 billion to help during this the COVID-19 crisis, and this is called the Corona Relief Fund. So Mason County was awarded $3,821,400 to help us with funds that may be needed throughout our county, whether it was, there are specific guidelines that we have to follow. And so we are working on making sure that we can hand those dollars out to people that need it, where we've got several different things that we are looking at. I could go through all of them right now, but we'll probably brief on this. I believe we are briefing on this next Monday. Is that right, Diane?
We will, Frank Pinner asked to add the CARES Act funding to our briefing support services on Monday.
Great.
Not to interrupt, but we have briefed on this a number of times as well, under a variety of different names and titles.
Yes.
Right. So it's a great benefit to the county, and we truly appreciate the state for helping, for reaching out to all of the 39 counties. All right, anything else?
I could just jump in real quick on it and add to that. This is also how
We plan to reimburse some of the COVID related costs to the county. And I believe, Commissioner Trask, correct me if I'm wrong, but this will help with our FEMA match as well, potentially. That's been talked about quite a bit, our 25% match. So there's a variety of things that this can be used for. And it is, as you said, it's we're happy to have it. There's other funding that the state has held back that hopefully we'll be happy to have that too once the state figures out how they want to disperse that to the communities. But we need this in order to kind of continue on the right path with our COVID response.
Right, this will help us. The requirements also set by the governor's office and the Department of Health. And we will receive the extra funding. I'm not sure how much yet, though. Okay.
And I also see that they extended the deadline to the end of the year.
There's talk. We have nothing in writing yet. So as soon as we get that in writing, or if we see it on the screen, we'll take a picture of it. Screenshots are worth a lot of money nowadays.
3.8 million.
Yep. All right. Any further discussion? And nothing else from, anything else, Diane, from anyone else?
No.
Great. All right, let's move on to item number 10. This is our public hearings. My desk is a disaster. All right, so let's move on to item 10.1, public hearing continued from July 14, 2020 to consider the 2019 open space application from Beta Dominique Wallace and ask staff to brief.
Commissioners, this is a request to reclassify 4 acres from the designated forest land to open space, and Tom Davis has sent in comments. He opposes the request. I'll read it in the record. I urge you to reject the open space application that is subject of this hearing for the following reasons. Inclusion of the subject land into the open space program has no direct public benefit. The county is already over 80% forested. We don't need any more open space. Over 500,000 acres of forested land in the county already enjoy deep property tax discounts. The county is in desperate need of sales tax revenue due to the limited operation of businesses. Approval would set a bad precedent for properties transitioning from forest to residential use. It is patently unfair for ordinary taxpayers to carry the tax burden of owners of large home sites. Tom Davis, ordinary taxpayer, Mason County.
All right, great. Do we have any questions for staff?
One question, Diane, was this recommended approved by the assessor's office?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments? No? All right, how about, I guess we go to deliberation or a motion.
Madam Chair, I move approval of item 10.1, approving the open space application for Beta Dominique Wallace.
And
You'll have to second, Madam Chair.
I will second that. All right, so we do have a motion and a second. Do we have further discussion or a vote?
I have some discussion. For the most part, I'm not a big fan of this program unless there is an absolute benefit to the community, and that's kind of well known. Most of what Mr. Davis wrote, I pretty much agree with. I do want to clarify, though, that Mason County, being in desperate need of revenue due to limited operations of business, that has nothing to do with this situation. The tax stays the same, the revenue stays the same, none of that changes. The difference is it's the burden for somebody else's tax is put on the rest of the county. That's what it comes down to, and that's the reason why I cannot be in favor of it, since there is no benefit to the public, as a whole.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right. So we're going to move on to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed?
Aye.
All right. This application has been approved. Thank you.
Just for clarification, it's nothing personal to the applicant. I historically am not a favor of these. I don't even know who the applicant is.
All right, let's move on to item 10.2. This is a public hearing to consider rezoning a portion of a parcel in the Belfair urban growth area from multifamily residential to mixed use, and ask staff to come forward or sit right there and explain it to us.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a requested rezone by the property owner. It is just over an acre in size, about an acre and a half, and the north portion is zoned multifamily residential. The southern portion is zoned mixed use, and they would like, the proposal is to zone the parcel in its entirety to mixed use. The future use would be an expansion of the Mitchell Lumberyard outdoor retail space. This did go to the Planning Advisory Commission, and they did vote unanimously to approve the rezone to the Board of Commissioners.
All right, do we have any questions or discussion? No questions for staff? All right, let's move on to Commissioner deliberation or a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll move for approval of the rezone parcel number 12329-43-00060 from R10 to mixed use.
I'll second that.
All right. I was looking for the number. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Not as easy. I can't reach over and ask for the for Commissioner Netherlands. Okay, found it. All right. So
Save me from having to run over there to get it to you. I had your back. No.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So we have a motion and a second to consider rezoning a portion of a parcel in the Belfair urban growth area, parcel number 12329-43-00060 from R10 to MU. All in favor?
Just real quick, did we receive any public comment on this, Diane? Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion? No? All right. How about all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And that does pass. Now let's move on to item number 11, board reports and calendar. Commissioner Schutte, if you would go first, Commissioner Netherland, and then I will follow.
Absolutely. Well, a couple of real quick item from last week. Had an opportunity to fill in for Commissioner Netherland at the county risk pool meetings. It was really good conversation. A lot of different issues kind of brewing nationally on the insurance side, on the public sector insurance side, and so most of our rates appear to be staying flat thanks to some hard work by the risk pool leadership. And so we'll be getting a better look at that here in the next couple of months as we move into budgeting. But given all of the issues that we're seeing nationwide related to COVID and some of the riots that we've seen in parts of the country, really the biggest hit is going to be on potentially on property. And so we're going to continue to monitor that, but appreciated having the opportunity to pinch hit for Commissioner Netherland last week. That's a great group, and they do a lot of really good work here in the state of Washington. Moving forward, Board of Health after this, and then later this afternoon, Finance Committee. I also have a meeting with the Hood Canal Shellfish Initiative group. That's part of the Hood Canal Coordinating Council, meeting with PUD1, and then a meeting with the Mason County Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Grant Policy Group. And then on Monday, after our briefings, I'll be participating in a socially distant COVID fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club of North Mason, and just very excited about that.
Okay, Madam Chair, I attend the area command meetings in the mornings with you several times a week, and appreciate all the effort you put in by being there. Commissioner Schutte, thank you so much for going and taking care of that meeting for me. My tooth very much appreciates it, and I'm glad I'm out of that pain. So thank you very much for doing that. Safe Start webinars, Mason Transit Authority, the audit committee meetings, and more webinars with everything, including our community associations are starting to do webinars for their meetings as well. Coming up, we have a Board of Health meeting, a Finance Committee meeting today, a Cemetery Board meeting, briefings, a meeting of the Left Board, and more webinars, and then our regular meeting, and do it again.
Great, thank you. So every couple of weeks we have a social services meeting and a school recovery meeting to help us recover from where we are now to helping those that truly need our assistance right now. And those meetings are just amazing. I can't state how much I truly appreciate the work of all of our people in our county. We have some amazing people, and everybody's coming together and working as a team. So I truly appreciate that. Of course, we have our EOC meetings in the morning. We have a Board of Health meeting, also the Finance meeting. Tonight, there's a Shelton School Board meeting virtually. So I encourage people to check that out. Tomorrow, we're having a Legislative Steering Committee meeting with the Association of Counties. DNR meeting on Thursday. Another DNR meeting with Angus Brody on Friday. And then we have our weekly COVID meeting. And then on Sunday, we'll be attending a wake for Peg Tarswell, who recently passed away. And then we're back on Monday for our county briefing. I am checking the other calendar just to make sure. Yes, a briefing and commissioner meeting. And then also we have the Coronavirus Relief Fund meetings on Monday at noon, and then the Safe Start meeting on Tuesday. All right, do we have anything else for the good of the order?
Madam Chair, I move for the end of this meeting for adjournment.
All righty, we're adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys. You guys stay safe, wear your masks.